And the emotive individualism that is taught by the left in reality is a guise for simply tearing down the institutions that made America great, that created the greatest generation, that provided the moral foundation for the greatest generation. You can't tear.
You aren't the greatest generation. Shut the up, you man. Like, your generation dicked us, all right? You're lead poisoning, screwed future generations. So stop calling yourselves the greatest generation. It's disgusting, man. The rumor come out. Does R2-D2 is gay? According to Ben Shapiro, he is. Or at least people claim that he is. So I don't know what's going on with this. I've never really sat down to think about the sexuality of a robot from Star Wars. But I'm interested to learn more about why this is a thing. You know, gay robots are not entirely out of the question for me. I don't know. Let's just go ahead and get started. Let's see what Ben has to say about it. Hello, Ben.
Plus, they have a new Star Wars series. And of course, many of us grew up on Star Wars. You know, classic battles of good versus evil, in which, honestly, most of the battles are modeled on World War II air battles, in which the Empire is clearly a stand-in for the Nazis. Well, now Disney Plus has decided it's time to shift the narrative a little bit. It's time for something different. It's time to indoctrinate small children in the cult of Pride Month. This is how we must raise our children. So Amanda Stenberg, who is the lead actress on a new Star Wars series on Disney Plus called The Acolyte, along with Leslie Headland, creator and showrunner, explain that The Acolyte, again, a show designed for children, about my kid's age, is the gayest show ever. This is very important stuff for our generation.
Is the show designed for children? Am I going to take his word for it? Or is the show designed for, like, adults, but children can watch it, like PG or something like that, or PG-13? Probably not. Like, is it designed for children, or is it, like, designed for adults, then children can actually kind of, sort of watch it? My Star Wars canon is only Backstroke of the West. The rest are non-canon to me. I have no idea what that means. Benny Boy must have forgotten that the Empire is a stand-in for Vietnam-era America, according to Lucas himself. I actually did think it was a stand-in for Nazis. I know that the suits are modeled after Nazis. I know that. But that does make sense because of the 6th movie. Like, they're fighting in, like, a very much a jungle area, and that's kind of like what it was in Vietnam, right? That's not facial hair. I thought it was dried cat sick. Ew! It does look like that. Disgusting. I'm not into men, but I think if Shapiro wasn't so conservative, he'd be a bit more charming. I actually, because he isn't a bad dude. Okay, he is a bad dude. Let's not get it mixed up here. He is bad. A bad looking dude. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's very ugly or anything. I actually think he's quite charming in some ways. First of all, get rid of the beard. Does not work on you. He's trying too hard to do, like, the manly thing, but he can't grow a beard to save his life. And then second of all, like, stop being stupid. Stop being mean.
I want to ask you both, because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you
Not
bracing
the gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the
It's pretty gay, let's be honest.
Okay, cool,
Leslie, how do you feel?
Am I gay? Yes.
Well, no.
By the way, they're all gay, just so you know, because all media, at least good media, is gay.
I know you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, this is going to be a talking point.
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure so.
Because nerds are gay.
Was this the fun element of it?
No, I don't think so. And yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I frankly...
You're offended?
Into it. No.
Into it. Nice.
I think that Star Wars is so gay already.
Is this supposed to make me not like them? Because so far they've been nothing but charming and friendly and funny. I don't know. Like, they have a very good vibe. I like the energy.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen the
It is gay already.
We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference photo.
And are you telling me, with a straight face, that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think. But this is more outward.
I think it's canon that R2-D2 is a lesbian.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
A lesbian. Damn. Wait, is this the whole video? He just gets upset about that one line when they were clearly joking. They're just shooting the shit. Are you kidding me? That's something that I would say. Yeah, R2-D2 is a lesbian. You know? Like, is he really going to get upset about this? Okay.
This is how they're raising our kids. By the way, both of
Wait, what? Kids are not watching that interview. What kid is like, oh yeah, the interview with the stars from the show with that one guy who said that things were gay and now I'm gay. That's how it works in their heads. Like, no, there aren't kids watching this interview. This is adults shooting the shit, okay? Miss R2D2 is a robot and cannot be a lesbian. It is not gay. This is what the left has become.
the women in this particular clip are lesbians, the lead actress as well as the showrunner and creator of The Acolyte. And is that how you produce a generation of children who actually think beyond themselves? Or is this...
Literally, yes. Because if the children themselves are not gay and you teach them that gay people exist and deserve respect, they are thinking beyond themselves. And if they are gay, then they should know that other gay people exist and they're not an abomination of God, like you would have them believe, because you abuse kids.
Is this how you produce generations of kids who think only of themselves in every context? Amanda Stenberg went even further, of course. She says that the goal of The Acolyte is to make white people cry. Is this the kind of American unity that leads to American sacrifice? Again, it is hard to juxtapose these, just emotionally. It's hard.
They're just shooting the shit. Like, no, obviously the goal is not to make white people cry. But maybe, like, it could make white people think about how they benefit from a society that caters to them. You know, maybe. It wouldn't be the worst thing. I mean, society caters very heavily to people like me. You know, I'm male. I'm cishet presenting, at least. I'm white. I'm a large man. You know, like not large as in fat. I'm large as in, which I'm a little fat. But, like, I'm an average stocky build, you know. Like, I don't have a lot of problems, at least in a societal sense. Like, I have problems, but not because of my identity. It wouldn't be the worst thing to make white people think about that, you know? I mean, I did. I think I turned out okay for the most part.
Juxtapose D-Day with the current generation, because it's like walking into an alien world filled with stupid people who believe only in their own emotional self-centeredness. It's really pathetic, and it's really terrible. Here is Amanda Stenberg.
How does talking about gay people and having kids think about gay people lead to self-centeredness? That doesn't make any sense.
Talking about how she hopes that white people are offended by her. I can't believe that this show's going to bomb, that it'll be a giant dud and no one will allow their kids to watch it. Here she is explaining to Trevor Noah that the goal...
When is the show released? Because this is from 5 days ago. On September 13th. Man, that's so far away. People are going to forget this video exists by then. And then he can be like, well, I never said that. I never said it would bomb. Or like they can try to twist it around like, well, actually, it's anti-woke and here's how. And this is why people like it. Like, it's going to do fine. I don't know if it'll like break the box office or nothing, which is for movies, but you guys get my point. The show isn't for kids at all? There you go. I knew it. See, I knew it. I knew it. Like, it's for people who grew up with Star Wars, you know? And also, Star Wars was never really for kids. It was never aimed at kids, you know? Like, there's some gruesome scenes in there. They got a guy's hand get chopped off, like in movie 1, or movie 2, you know? Like, that does not strike me as something that's for kids. I don't quite mind if my kids see that. It's not going to be the end of the world. But I wouldn't see that and think, yeah, that's kids content right there. That's kids content.
Of the show is to make white people cry.
When people watch The Hate U Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal.
See? He's going to start crying. See? Also, as a fan of Star Wars, I'm sorry, but you getting so butthurt mad about, like, a new Star Wars series coming out is, like, so stupid to me. It's like it's more stuff for you. It's more stuff for you, a Star Wars fan. Why are you not happy about it? Like, you haven't even seen it yet. Give it a chance, man. At least give it a chance. That's all I'm saying.
It was the goal.
Yeah, that's great. As always, reverse the races, and you see how racist this is. If you ever said that a show or a movie were about making black people cry, it'd be the most racist thing ever. But this is the generation.
Well, yeah, because black people have been crying ever since the inception of this country, okay? Like, yeah, you don't want to make black people cry because if you make the black community cry, that typically entails that you're being racist against them. And they've been racist. They've had racism tossed at them since the inception of this goddamn country. So, yeah, I don't want to make black people cry. I'd rather make white people cry because they've had it too good for too long.
A self-centered generation where they are the only people that matter. And we are literally raising our kids across the country in order to believe in this new God, a new God that was rejected by generations of Americans before.
So I've been looking for, you know what, we're going full screen for this. I've been looking for an excuse to bring up this rant. So here's the rant. they always point at people like atheists and LGBTQ and whatever else, queer people, as like having their own God and own religion, right? Which is so bizarre because it's like, wait a minute. If we're really in a country that allows for freedom of religion, right? Which Ben is, and I am, and I like that, then why are you upset about that? You know, like you have your God, you claim that this is my God, and yet somehow that's like a bad thing to you? You know, like have you guys ever sat down and actually thought about what they're entailing there? They're trying to make it out like a crusade battle. Like it's my God versus yours, you know, like we have to fight to the death over it. Like it's really sick and fucked up if you think about it. Because they're in reality, once again, if there's no problem with people believing in different religions, which they at least nominally think, right, then why is that a problem? There's no Pope of the gays. I was trying to think of a gay person, but I can't. So the joke is dead. Never mind. I was going to be like, ex-gay person would like a word with you. We should make one, and it should be me. But anyway, RuPaul, there you go. I was thinking of RuPaul's Drag Race, yeah. Name one gay person. Oh, you like gay people, huh? Name 10 of them. Impossible challenge. Name one. I don't know. Like, I don't think about people's names. I think about their faces and how they behave.
Or who used to worship the
Unless
God
I don't
of the
like
Bible,
you, like Ben Shapiro.
and no longer do. Peace by.
Wow, that sounds like God's failing, by the way. Here, listen again.
A new God that was rejected by generations of Americans before, who used to worship the God of the Bible, and no longer do.
Okay, so if your God is like all powerful and all knowing and whatever, shouldn't he be able to like circumvent that somehow? I feel like he should, you know, have some kind of fail safe for that. Where it's like, oh, the people are no longer believing in me. Okay, what can I do to rectify this? I know. How about we allow gay marriage? Let's start with that. How about I stop killing people with cancer? Let's start somewhere here and figure out through process of elimination what will make people turn back to me, the real God, because I definitely exist and love everybody for sure, even though I, you know, cause untold suffering and send people to hell for, you know, being gay. You know, like, yeah, God's a bit of a wuss. Exactly, Lady Nova. See, you got it. You got my point. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there should be a fail-safe in place for that. That's all I'm saying.
Peace by Chris Rufo, who does amazing work over at City Journal, talking about the education of our children. Quote, Portland, Oregon has earned its reputation as America's most radical city. I've obtained a collection of publicly accessible documents produced by the Portland Association of Teachers, an affiliate of the State Teachers Union that encourages its more than 4,500 members to teach Palestine. The lesson plans are steeped in radicalism.
Nice.
They begin teaching the principles of decolonization to students as young as 4 and 5 years old. For pre-kindergarten kids, the union promotes a workbook from the Palestinian.
Well, considering that we're currently in the process of bombing children who are 4 and 5 years old for the crime of existing on a piece of land, I think that's fine. You know, I think that's A-okay. I'm just saying.
Feminist Collective, which tells the story of a fictional Palestinian boy named Handala. When I was only 10 years old, I had to flee my home in Palestine, the boy tells readers. A group of bullies called Zionists wanted our land, so they stole it by force and hurt many people.
That's
Students
awesome.
are encouraged to come up with a slogan. They can chant at a protest and complete a maze, so Handala can, quote, get back home to Palestine, represented as a map of Israel.
Wait, which school is this? I'm sending my kids there. Holy shit. That's based as hell.
In kindergarten through second grade, the ideologies intensify. The Teachers Union recommends a lesson, Art and Action for Palestine, that teaches students that Israel, like America, is an oppressor. The objective is to connect histories of settler colonialism from Palestine.
Unpopular opinion, I don't know why people hyperfixate on the Israel-Palestine conflict. It's so not a day-to-day American issue, but everyone talks about it and makes a wedge thing. It should be a wedge thing. Because those are people that we're talking about. Those are real people over there. And the United States has a huge hand in funding Israel and their effort to invade and occupy Palestine. And just obliterate them. They're killing children over there, you know, like very blatantly and openly. They're just bombing kids, you know. So I think that it should be. I think that is a good thing. That people, I was expecting the hype for it to die down, but it hasn't. And honestly, base, like I think that's awesome. I'm glad.
Palestine to the United States, and to celebrate Palestinian
If anything,
culture
we should
and
talk about it
resistance
more.
throughout history and in the present, with a focus on Palestinian children's resistance. This is the way that many on the left in the United States have been trying to teach kids for years.
Cool.
And the emotive individualism that is
I
taught
like
by
it.
the left in reality is a guise for simply tearing down the institutions that made America great, that created the greatest generation, that provided the moral foundation for the greatest generation. You can't tear
You aren't the greatest generation. Shut the fuck up. you, man. Like, your generation dicked us, all right? You're lead poisoning, screwed future generations. So stop calling yourselves the greatest generation. It's disgusting, man. That is what he's saying, right? He's the greatest generation, or is it his parents? Which it doesn't matter either way, because it's just as valid. Like, there's no I don't think there's a single generation that came before us that is like greater than this generation. I think that the current generation is the greatest generation. You know why? Because we're the most progressive, the most accepting, the most searching for community and to just be good, decent people, you know? So I think we're the greatest generation. Give yourselves a pat on the back for being a part of the greatest generation. I deem you guys the greatest generation that has ever existed, especially you guys in my chat.
Tear away those foundations without tearing away the ability of people to thrive, to be strong, to do the heroic things. You cannot ask heroic things.
And most likely the next generation will be even more progressive. And I agree. I hope that the next generation proceeds to be better than my generation. And I hope that the generation after that is better than that generation, and so on and so on and so on, because that's how a species progresses, an intelligent species like the human race. You know, I think that's beautiful. I think that progress is amazing. I hope that generations down the line, we live in a gay space communism, right? Fully automated luxury gay space communism. Okay. That's the goal. And I hope very much for future generations to attain that. I won't be around for it, but that doesn't mean that I cannot enjoy the thought that we're working toward that. Plant the seeds for the trees under whose shade you will never sit.
Of a group of people you have raised to be non-heroic. When you decide that the most heroic people are people who are involved
you will never
in
gather.
False self-expression, a thing that Joe Biden has literally said. He says the bravest people that he knows are quote-unquote transgender kids. When your definition of bravery, I've made this joke before, but it's not really a joke. When you say that the definition of...
I think you can make an argument that it's the transgender kids, but you could also argue that it's the Palestinian kids that people like you want dead.
Bravery is you misidentifying your own gender.
Because he does want that.
Storming the beaches at Normandy on behalf of family, religion, faith, freedom, the Constitution of the United States, and putting your life at risk. It may be a throwaway line to Joe Biden, but it betrays something deeper, which is our very definition of what it means to be a heroic and brave human being has changed. And we have raised entire generations in this cult. And then we are surprised when it turns out that we have a hard time recruiting for the military, when it turns out that it's hard to get young people in America to understand that America historically is a great force in the world, not a good force, a great force in the world. We are surprised when we learn that people...
It'd be a lot better if it weren't killing Palestinian children inadvertently. Well, indirectly is what I meant, indirectly.
Across the political spectrum in the United States who are young are having a tough time understanding American history and are somehow finding sympathy with the world's worst human beings. When you raise an absolutely...
Is he calling them the worst human beings, like the people that we just talked about? I feel like there's a few human beings who are like worse than that, you know? I can think of a few.
The unfettered generation. What you get is not a generation of enlightened little tots. What you end up with is a destructive set of radioactive isotopes walking around society and decaying everything in their path.
He's just appealing to like the gays are a bunch of degenerates, right? Like, it's so gross, man. What an unhappy piece of shit you must be, Ben. Really. Honestly, it's pitiable.
And that is what we are facing in the United States. Again, conservatism, Americanism, American values, those things, it's not a lie, begin at home. They begin locally. The power of government
you must indoctrinate your kids
to destroy that on behalf of a different ideology is the great tragedy of American history.
That's why they want homeschooling, by the way, to indoctrinate kids and so they can like beat them without them questioning why they're getting beat. That's really why they want it.
You cannot have D-Day without a generation capable of actually storming beaches. And that's something Americans ought to remember as they have their own children and raise them. These are all decisions.
Okay, I don't need to storm a beach. What are you talking about? Like, there's no reason for me to storm any beaches. At least not at this moment. My life's great. Why the would I like throw on a military uniform and go storm a beach? Where and why? Like, you just assume that we need to be ready at any point to storm a beach. If anything, you should storm the beaches of Israel.
That we have to make together.
Do they have beaches?
In order to make sure that we actually have an America
storm their land,
capable of preserving itself and an America worth preserving.
Yeah, it's like Benny, you aren't storming a beach. Excuse you. Where's your military garb, huh? Where's your big boy pants? Go storm a beach, man. You go do it. You know, like if you want to get on the front lines so bad, you want to preach to other people about getting on the front lines, go do it. You do it. You've never seen a day of war in your life, you pussy bitch. Like, let's be real here. Good point. Yeah, armchair generals. The whole manly man thing to him. Okay, well, if he wants to be a manly man, then maybe he should take some tea and grow a better beard. I'm just saying. Like I did. But yeah, that was R2-D2 is gay. And you know what? I'm happy for her. I hope that she has a great lesbian relationship with C-3PO.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.